right, Coach, let's go ahead and jump into the top performer for week number 4. We had a lot of guys that made a lot of noise, and it's getting, for me, it's exciting to see the same kids make the list week in and week out, seeing the same names. That means you are balling consistently. Got some new guys in on the list, and that's always exciting to see. I'm excited because we got some linemen thrown up in here. We got some special teams guys. So let's go ahead and run it down. I'm going to toss it to you. Go ahead and read off the offensive top performers.
I'll do my favorite thing, talk about offense. We got Lincoln High School wide receiver Javon Petway. He had 1 reception, 74 yards, and 1 touchdown. Childs running back Travius Jones, 2 touchdowns. Monroe running back Joshua Brown was 10 for 20 for 122 yards and rushed for 100 yards. Port St. Joe running back DJ Oliver, once again on the list, ran for 106 yards and 4 carries with 2 touchdowns. Man, that's a heck of a day. Colin Emerson was 6 for 7 with 119 yards and 2 TDs. Wide receiver Nick Jefferson had 104 yards receiving. Man, that's an awesome night for a receiver. Yeah. Now we go to Bluntstown. Running back Caden Hatchett rushed for 114 yards on only 8 carries. Man, these guys are doing it up. Now we go to Swanee. Running back DJ Coleman scored 2 TDs. Gobby, quarterback Chris Sims, young man, always on the list for Gobby, 125 yards passing, 1 TD. Lincoln, again, we went by Lincoln. I'm going to have to go past that a little bit. Ricketts, quarterback Michael Townsend, every week, all the time, Mr. Clutch, 8 for 14, 137 yards, 2 TDs, 18 carries for 108 yards. Man, he's putting up a lot of offense. NFC quarterback JP Pickles, 21 for 38, 276 yards, 3 touchdowns. And his favorite target, wide receiver Traylon Ray, had 9 catches for 174 yards and 2 TDs. Man, those guys really had an awesome day.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the defense for the Trojans. Linebacker Omarion LaRoche had 11 tackles, 1 forced fumble. Big night for the linebacker. For Rickers, defensive lineman Preston Loggins had 9 tackles. For Gobby, Devonta Blythers had 4 tackles. And for Madison County, Keyshawn Mitchell had 17 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. He was busy. For Bluntstown, linebacker Robert Rosa had led all defenders with 6 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 sack. Defensive back Andre Williams had 2 interceptions and 1 pass defended. Then for Monroe, we had CJ Figures. He led the defense with 9 tackles and 1 tackle for a loss. Then defensive back RJ Payne also had 3 pass breakups for the Bobcats. For NFC, defensive back Rolando Robbins had 8 tackles and 3 tackles for a loss, and that's your defense. Coach, a lot of guys, man, making this list over and over. Let's go ahead and jump into special teams. For Lincoln, kicker Creek Carter was 2 for 2 on extra point attempts, and then Rickers, defensive back and return specialist Lionel Whitaker had a 94-yard TD return. He puts up great field position every time he touches the ball. He's a dangerous kid.
He affected the game. They had to start kicking special way, get the ball out of bounds. They kicked it out of bounds like 3 times trying to keep him from getting it. Every time
154 yards in return yards.
Almost Rickers at the 50-yard line every time he returned.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He puts Rickers at almost midfield. I saw him have a great game against, I believe it was Gasson a week before. And, you got to be careful when you kick it to this kid because he's going to give Rickers great field position. The linemen, guys in the trenches, also for the Raiders, offensive lineman Myron Ward graded out at 94%, 7 pancakes, no sacks allowed. And then for the War Eagles, Wakulla offensive lineman Jackson Oglesby graded out at 83% with 3 pancakes. And then for Childs, offensive lineman Cooper Nice graded out at 92% with 6 pancakes. 4 knockdowns, and I believe we have one more. Let me see if I can check on the big fella from Gobby. Keyshawn Hilliard graded out at 83% with 3 pancakes and no sacks allowed. We definitely want to make our case as we do every week. We want to see your stats. We want to see film, tag us, DM us, coaches, send us the nominees. Every week, we want to get as many kids their due as possible. A lot of these guys, win, lose, or draw, they're having great games, really balling out on Friday nights, and we want to make sure that they get their name called, and then we definitely want to throw them into the mix for top performer for our weekly award. So, Coach, I'm looking forward to next week's list. Hopefully, it gets longer. We just want to make sure these guys get shouted out.
When I was playing football a long time ago, man, it used to be exciting to get up on Saturday morning and read just to see your name in the paper. And all we try to do at Four Quarters Online is recognize you for your performances.